What we're going to do for this program is we're going to break down each quarterfinal matchup. We're going to look at the lane matchups. We're going to look at the position matchups, and then we're going to make some predictions. And then the remaining or the quarterfinal matchups, we will have shows afterwards, like I mentioned, and all of our archived content. If you're a North America fan and you want to hear Tyler and I talk about how to fix North America, what happened to North America, all of those conversations have already happened, and they are available on our YouTube channel /ESPN Esports. DAMWON takes on DRX. That is a matchup that is happening on Thursday. That is the first quarterfinal matchup. Taking a look at some of the positional matchups in the top lane, you have Nuguri taking on Duran. In the AD carry position, Ghost and Deft in support, Beryl and Keria. The two matchups that we want to highlight here, Tyler, we're going to highlight the jungle matchup a lot. In fact, we're going to highlight it all four matchups because it's the key matchup, and that's the one that benefits the meta the most. But let's start with the mid lane. We got the Church of Chovy, hallelujah, taking on Showmaker. That's a heavyweight matchup, Tyler.
It's a heavyweight matchup, and the reason why I wanted this to be the key matchup when looking at this series is if DRX has any chance of beating DAMWON, if there's any chance of them pulling off the major upset here, it has to come through the mid lane of Chovy. And so far, as we've seen in all of in the majority of our group stage games, mid laners have been more enablers. They've been enabling their jungler. We're seeing a lot of Galio. We're seeing a lot of Tank Set. We're seeing a lot of these. They are kind of accessories towards the jungler role, and these two teams are kind of the marquee of that kind of style with Piosik and Canyon. Those two players are leading the tournament so far in kills. They led the group stages in kills as junglers, and Showmaker and Chovy have been more of accessories to the jungler. But I really do think if there's any chance for DRX to pull off the upset, it has to come from Chovy. And it's not going to come from Chovy on Galio. No matter how good of a Galio player he is, I don't see a way where DRX wins this series if they try to play Piosik. Piosik's a very good player, but I think they're ace player. They're where everything comes and goes is through Chovy, and if not Chovy, it's through Deft. And I really do think that if they try to play the same style of matchup with DAMWON as they played during the group stage, they're going to get left in the dust. We saw it in the best of 5 grand final at the LCK, where DAMWON handily took DRX to the cleaners and beat them 3-0. And unless Chovy or Deft has a memorable series, an iconic series, I don't see a way where DAMWON loses this. I think DRX can make it close. They've been far better than I thought they would be coming into this tournament. Piosik has been a marvel. He's been a revelation. He's been excellent. But I think they're meeting their match with DAMWON, where I think DRX does everything DAMWON does, but DAMWON does it better. With DRX, they do everything at an 8 out of 10 level, where DAMWON does it at a 10 out of 10 level. And the only real ace up the sleeve they have is Chovy. And if Chovy's on the Galio, if he's on these tanky, utility mid laners, I don't see a way where DAMWON really loses the series unless Canyon just has a giant mental boom and has the worst series of his career.
Hey, Piosik's been popping off. My boy, got to give some credit to my boy.
He's excellent.
Just a little bit. Does he win the jungle matchup, though, in a best of 5, in your opinion? In a best of 5?
Versus Canyon, if they're both at their best, I don't see how Canyon loses this. Canyon has been, alongside SOFM, the best jungler in the entire competition, in my point of view so far. I think Selfmade as well has been up there as one of the 3 key hard carry junglers. Piosik was marvelous in the group stage, even doing well. DRX has been regularly in the group stages the strongest early game team. They get out to 2,000 gold leads. Even against TES in their first game, they had a huge gold lead. I just worry how they can transition those really good early games into mid games into a late game. And when it comes to team fighting, I just think DAMWON just outclasses DRX. I don't think DRX is a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. I think DAMWON's the best team still in the tournament. It's just a really rough draw. And this is coming from one of the archdukes of the Church of Chovy. I want my man Chovy, Mr. Hallelujah himself, to make it to the semis. I want to see the man raise up the Summoners Cup before he signs with an NA team this offseason. Please, someone in NA, just give him an offer sheet.
It's okay. He can win Worlds with an NA team, and everyone. Oh, yeah. That would be the ultimate best case scenario for Tyler Erzberger. That would be the greatest moment ever. Before we move on from this matchup, they being DAMWON, pardon me, stomped DRX in the LCK Summer
Yes.
Split Finals, right? How much of that do you think DRX is thinking about? Or do you think that even matters on the world stage?
I think it matters. I think it's in the back of the head. And I think for Chovy, who's a player who is, I honestly do believe Chovy is one of, if not the best player in the world. I think we saw it with Knight, and it's him and Jackie Love. And there's a few players that can, throw their name in that hat to see who really is the true best player right now in League of Legends. He still has no titles. He hasn't won. He's been in 4 LCK finals, lost all of them. He played in the World Championship last year. They fell in the quarterfinals to IG. He has a Kespik Cup, but when it comes to all-time great, the Kespik Cup isn't getting you anywhere near the Faker zone or the Uzi zone. You really need that big international title, that big domestic title to put you over the line, and it's difficult because I think if DRX had gone to Suning or another team, even a Gen G, I feel like they would have had a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum coming in, but they have faced their boogeyman straight off the gate, where they just got decimated by DAMWON, and they do everything DAMWON does. Like I said, they play very similar styles, but DAMWON's just better at it. They're better at it. And on Dorian, I want to shout Dorian a bit. Dorian is leading the team DRX in DPM in the group stages. He had a really good group stage, but I don't know if he can handle Naguri. I don't know if Piosik can handle Cannon. I just think that DAMWON is just better in every position except mid lane. I do think that in mid lane, that Chovy could beat Showmaker. I do think Deft and Kyria could beat Beryl and Ghost, but I think in the current meta, the bot lane is so unattached from everything, right? Where it's a lot more of the support roaming around the map with the jungler, and the AD carry is just kind of left there on their own devices. I don't know if you can really win through the bot lane unless you really hard focus it by putting, if you really just go Caitlyn Lux straight out, we're just going to win through the bot lane. Maybe that's a way that DRX can try to flip the script by trying to win through that bot lane and trying to not make it about the jungler matchup, because I do think if it's jungle versus jungle, if they both try to enable their jungler to be the ace of the team, I think Cannon's just better than Piosik. And that's nothing against Piosik. I think he's had a great tournament. I just think Cannon is one of, if not the best jungler at Worlds 2020.